Bezrat Hashem, with Hashem's loving grace, welcome to Emunah Beams with your host, Laser Brody. Today's podcast is entitled Ticket to First Class. A simple Ukrainian peasant overheard a group of merchants talking in the outdoor market. They used a word he didn't know and called terrain. By the gist of the conversation, he understood that it was some big wagon that could move on its own, and it did need horses to pull it. Well, that can't be, said the peasant to himself. Either it has horses to pull it, or it can't move. Well, the peasant was very sure of himself. Surely the city slickers didn't understand horses and wagons like he did. Well, the merchants explained that instead of animal power, the locomotive ran on steam power. It burned coal, which in turn boiled water in the train's boiler, which created steam that propelled the train. That all sounded very far-fetched to the peasant. He would burn water to make a glass of tea, but burn water to make a train move? After interrogating the merchants, he found out that anyone could not only see the train, but you could even take a ride on it. They warned him, though, that the tickets were expensive. He had to pay. Well, the peasant, he saved kopecks for 3 years until he accumulated a handsome sum of 50 rubles. It's quite a fortune for a potato-growing peasant. Well, he rode his horse for 5 hours until he reached the city of Lemberg, and then tied the horse to a big oak not far from the train station and left it with a big feed bag around its neck. At the ticket window, the peasant learned that there were all types of tickets depending on the seating class and depending on the destination. Well, the peasant said to the ticket clerk, "Don't confuse me with all these details. Just sell me a ticket so I can ride on the train." "Well, how much money do you have?" the ticket clerk asked. The peasant showed him 5 10-ruble notes. "Well, in that case, you could take a whole 7-hour train to the capital city of Kiev and even sit in the best seat on the best compartment. That's first class reserved." The clerk told the peasant where to wait for the train and at which platform. The peasant felt really uncomfortable at the platform where he waited. The other people there were all dressed in city clothes, expensive suits, and gold-rimmed spectacles. They all looked like doctors or lawyers. Yet further down at the end of the platform, there was a motley and very loud group of peasants carrying sacks of fresh vegetables, cackling hens and roosters with baskets full of food, and a lot of little kids, and he felt much more at home with that group, so he walked down to their end of the platform, and he waited there for the train. Well, the train arrived, and the peasants all stampeded into the third-class car at the end of the train. The air was stifling. It was a big cloud of garlic, onion, and herring that filled the overcapacity cramped car. And the noise was deafening. Everybody was yelling and talking over the top of the voice of the next person. But they seemed to have a good time until someone all of a sudden yelled, "Conductor! Conductor!" Well, everybody made a beeline and they ran to hide. The peasant, he saw everybody else hiding, so he dived under the floor under his seat, and he was the first one that the conductor caught. "You're going to jail, thief. You can't ride the train without a ticket." "But I have a ticket," the peasant pleaded. "Villager, don't lie to me." "Well, here it is," said the peasant. He showed the conductor his ticket. Well, the incredulous conductor looked at the peasant's ticket, and he couldn't believe his eyes. "You foolish villager, what are you doing back here in third class when you have a reserved seat, first class ticket? And even more, why are you hiding from me when you have such an expensive ticket?" Well, the peasant answered, "I saw everybody else hiding, so I did too." Well, the peasant story sounds very silly, doesn't it? But you know who the peasant is? He's every one of us. We think we're doomed to live third-class lives like many millions of people who live with never-ending stress and anxiety and clinical depression. And we want to be politically and socially correct and flow with the masses. That's so foolish. Why so the masses when you go first class? Because Hashem gives us a first-class ticket. It's called Emunah. It enables us to travel life's journey in emotional comfort. Emunah is better than first class. It's luxury class. It's your ticket to talking to the Almighty whenever you want to. Emunah enables you to solicit His help for whatever you need. Thinking that there's no such thing in life without anxiety is like believing that there's no such thing as a wagon without horses. Bring Emunah into your life. See how it helps you in every single aspect of your life. What's more, it's the ticket to first class, and that's a happy life with a big smile on your face until your 120th birthday. God bless.